Jason. Mark Slaughter here.
Mark Slaughter, that's awesome. How's it going, man?
Where are you at?
Me, I'm in Nova Scotia in Canada.
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I know the area.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So
It's beautiful up there.
that's what they
Very
say.
beautiful. Yeah. Well, when you're from the desert, you'd say, yeah, it sure is beautiful there.
Yeah.
you know, that's for sure.
Mark
Totally
Slaughter,
different removed things.
incredible work you're doing on your new album. I mean, what you've done, and you're still playing. And I mean, tomorrow you're touring, with Slaughter.
Yes, I'm actually, yeah, today I was actually traveling, so that's why it was kind of a little dance. We were traveling. I came from Nashville, went through JFK to Syracuse, and it was an hour drive to get to this casino. We do the show tomorrow. Have we leave 3 o'clock in the morning to catch a 6 o'clock flight to Manchester to play Laconia, New Hampshire the next day, and then I'm back home for a day, repack, wash my clothes, and go to Germany. So this is my life, and in between, it's great.
It's a lot of work, I'm sure.
A lot of work, but you know what, man? I'm doing what I love, and I think that I've met a lot of bitter people in this industry, and I think it's because they look at it the wrong way. I think that I've never lost the love of playing. I never lost the love of music, and I always look at it as I play for free and I get paid to travel,
Right.
and by that I never lose sight of why I do this.
Like that you're keeping humble to the world of music.
Well, you can never stop learning. You can never stop growing, and on that side of it, also it's taking the people along with you in the ride that you have. I've had some wonderful fans over the years that have been with me and have seen the shows and seen our ups and our downs, and that's what friends are. It's more than fans. It's friends. It's people who've actually seen you at all sides of life.
Right.
And that's it's a nice thing.
Well, Mark Slaughter's got a new album. Incredible. Halfway there. I mean, the artwork is interesting and unique, and when you look at it,
Yes.
where did you get the idea on releasing something like that?
Well, we're kind of kicking around the idea of it, and then Tom from the label, um, he said, I have a great artist who's done work with Rob Zombie and Iron Maiden and Kiss, and he's the guy we should use. And I said, fine. So he reached out to the Sam Sharon and threw our idea at him, and Sam's like, "Oh, I got this," and he came back with the image that is the album cover. And there's just very little touches that he even had to do because it was just so good of what of the end result. So I love the album cover. I think it's a great image. I think everybody has that dark side and they have that light side, and it's just that constant battle within yourself. You know.
And where did this album be recorded at? Was it like, how we record today, or, old school in a sense?
It's There was old school and there was also new. It's a combination of the two. I have a studio at my house which is digital, and I recorded and I wrote all the tracks there, and then I sent it off to a friend of mine who's in Los Angeles. His name is Josh Egan, and we grew up together. And he played the drums on the record, and he had it at a studio called the Steakhouse where Toto records, and a lot of great. It's a great studio. So it's a combination of all the above to get the best sound that I can get, but being conservative because, as you know, the world of the music has completely changed. It's not like it used to be. We're not getting $250,000 advances here. You do music because you love to make music and you want to take your art out, and that's what's important as opposed to a money grab.
And
So that's
yeah.
how I see it.
And when you're writing this album, where was your mind at, and where did the ideas come from, just to go into making it, to write songs?
I think it was just living. and it's the things that I've seen, it's the observations, it's what I've experienced as a human being and as a writer, and what I've, I think that we're all products of our environment, you know, and I think that that's really what it is we become parts of who you're around. You start getting catchphrases that other people say. I mean, that's just kind of what we do. And it's the same thing with music, and that's ultimately what I try to do is bring all those sources around me and just put it in the song. And that's what halfway there is.
What we have not seen yet is a promo video. Is there one in the works?
I haven't done one yet. To be honest with you, I've been so busy um, running around doing everything else and doing shows that I haven't even really focused on doing a promotional. There's just lyric videos or videos of the songs out there, but nothing of like an actual video. And I don't know. I don't know if it's worth the $5,000 to $10,000 of making a video. What it really changes or does. I'm not sure.
And also, Mark, when you're doing like gigs and stuff, because we do see on your website you're playing as Mark Slaughter solo. Who's the band members that you're playing with on those shows?
That would be Bobby Rock, and Bobby Rock is the drummer who played with me with Vinnie Vincent Invasion many years ago. And so that's one person, and then there's a gentleman named Mike Himmel, who's a guitar player, and also Jamie Millard, also known as the Pink Bassman, and that's who we have. It's those three guys and me, and they're really heavy, super duper musicians that I just love to play with because it's very challenging for me.
Would you say there's a big difference when you're playing solo? Do you like change a lot from Slaughter to Mark Slaughter show?
I think it's half and half, and we take liberties and we do things that we would normally, not do in Slaughter. That's the thing, to be able to have that freedom to really just to do a different type of show.
How do you feel waking up in the morning knowing that you've been on Metal Edge covers, all your you know life in a sense, and the people still remember you as that icon of that day? How does that feel?
Well, I think it's funny. I don't really pay mind to it, um, because it's just me, and me is a very humble person. I'm very thankful. I'm truly feel blessed that I've had the exposure that I've had, but I don't think there's a point of entitlement that goes with that. It's just more of a thankfulness. So that's kind of how I view it. I'm very thankful about it, and it's been a great it's been a great career. I'm still doing it to this day, which is a complete blessing.
What I find very good is your voice is as strong as ever and it's like healthy and very strong. What's the secret on Mark Slaughter's voice to keep it out? Since Vinnie Vincent Invasion days to now.
I think probably is I've lived a clean life. I just really try to be as healthy as I can be, and I think that's the point. I don't have any substance abuse problems or anything like that. So there are a lot of people that have their issues, and I can understand how some people have that, but I don't take any medicine. I just I'm just me.
Now, one interesting question here, like, with the world is all different, Spotify and all that stuff now. Do
Hmm.
you partake in Spotify and check out the music of today and see what you're up to on Spotify, etc.?
Actually, I don't. I know Spotify, and like everybody else, I downloaded it, checked it out, went, okay, that's cool. But if there's something that I am interested in, I usually go to Amazon and I just buy it. And the reason why I do that is it's what I would want somebody to do for my record. So I just kind of I buy a lot of music. Um, I bought every big wreck record that's out there on Amazon and enjoyed it over many a summers. And it's that type of stuff. You find music that moves you, and you just keep trying to follow the band or follow the artist and all the different things that they do.
Hmm.
Because now the artists are empowered, but you have to follow the artist. You can't just wait for it to come across your desk, so to speak.
Do you find that now, also with Facebook, is you gotta actually always be on top and, advertise yourself? Like, I'm playing here tomorrow, I'm doing this and all that, and here's a picture of me. Do you find it's like that on
Yeah.
Facebook nowadays?
I think that you still have to let people know where you're at, and it's hard for me because I think that there's a point of that is difficult for me, which is it becomes narcissistic, and I like the information side of it, but it's not like I want to just have like, well, here's another picture of me and here's another picture of me. I just don't, I just don't think that's not where my head's at. My thing is here's where I'm playing. If you want to come hear the music, I'll be there.
Hmm.
Or here's something funny, or I'll share something that way. But I don't. It's kind of hard for me to be the person that just goes off and takes pictures all day of of things. It's not my thing. I think other people have other things that are better to do in their life too. So that's difficult for me, honestly.
Yeah. And let's go into guitar collection here, Mark. Like, how big is your guitar library? Like, what you own in instruments and stuff?
I have about 32 guitars right now. That's what I have. And I don't think I'm going to grow much bigger than that because I think it gets to be a little bit. I just need a guitar that stays in tune and that has an emotional tie to me. If there's no emotional thing and if there's no sound that it has or anything in particular, then it's just a guitar and it's not something that I'm emotionally attached to. If I don't use something in 2 years, I get rid of it.
Right. It must be the same thing
That
with
way,
amplifiers too.
yeah. If I don't use something in 2 years, I get rid of it. That's the healthiest way to have a clean house anyway, because otherwise you get stacks of stuff and you got shit up to your ears and you're wondering how you got there. I just want to have stuff that I know that works, that's credible, that stays in tune, that people love, that you can get tones out of it that people will like. Then I'm about it. And I have probably two or three guitars that are just emotional things because I've had them a lifetime
Right.
that I never part with.
And Mark, like you did an interview recently with Eddie Trunk, which I really liked, and I mean, I'm sure all the fans like too. I mean, you keep up to date, and you're talking on with us, interviewers and stuff like that. We appreciate it a lot, I'm
Hmm.
sure. You know, he dived in a lot in Vinnie Vincent, stuff like "Love Kills" is a great song. When's the last time you've played it live? Because did he mention you maybe playing it back live, with Slaughter?
He, we never played any of the Vinnie Vincent stuff at all. The first time that we played a Vinnie Vincent song live in 27, 28 years was when I did my first solo show with the band. And that's because Bobby Rock and I
Right.
were playing together and we thought that it would be a treat. And that's the first time we did that time of year. That's the song we played. And it was great. It was a great feeling. It brought back a lot of great memories, brought back a lot of, good, it's funny, even through the difficulties that you might have in a situation, it seems like the good always becomes the things that you remember about it and just go, man, that was pretty cool, you know. So I remember it's some good memories there.
And I mean, because it was part of your history, and you did
Mhm.
very good work at that time, and you're young, and the people just look at the video and say, "Wow, this is good stuff," and because
Yeah.
the people do admire it because you do see the comments on those videos still today, and I mean, very good work you did back then, and you're still pulling off great work today. That's incredible, Mark.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Look, I have a love for music. I mean, since I was a young kid, music has been a big part of my life. It's been my whole life. People say, "What's your hobby?" Well, my hobby is really music. I mean, I'll go learn something on guitar or piano or that to me is something I enjoy. So I'm so submersed in music that is my life. Music is my life.
And one question I never got into here, like on your latest album there, halfway there, like let's say
Mhm.
going mastering it, how hard was it to balance the album? Because I find it sounds very dynamically good in a car today, for what you get.
Well, quite honestly, the way it was mastered, the way it was engineered was John Cranfield um, mixed it, and he did a phenomenal job. And I think that's a big part of it is that he was also recording the drums. So John was the one who recorded the drums in Los Angeles, and he's the one who also mixed it. So he knew the music, he knew the songs, he knew the drum parts, and he knew where things belonged. And quite honestly, I have to tip my hat. I think he did a phenomenal job, and better than I could have. So there's sometimes it's a good time to hand the keys to the car to somebody else, and that's
Mm.
exactly what I did.
Well, Mark, I mean, very good work, and just keep up the great work, and always tour because it's what you do great, and I'm sure it's
It's what I love, and hopefully I'll be able to bring either Slaughter or my solo band up to your part of the world. I'd just love to be there. I
oh,
mean, that would be great.
that would be great, and the Nova Scotians here and Canadians in general would just love that. Mark, it's
Well,
been a great
just love
pleasure.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, and thanks for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Oh, Mark, you have a great one as well, and have a great tour.
Thank you much. And whenever we're playing, come out and see me, okay? Get a hold of Sean, and we'll take care of you.
Thank you very much. You have a good one, my
All
friend.
right.
Bye.
You too. Thanks, Jason. Bye bye.
Bye bye.